Why are black conservatives crying? No. Why are black conservatives crying? They're trending on Twitter. See? Trending in the United States. Black Republicans. Right with Black Republicans are trending on Twitter with Ron DeSantis and the Associated Press as the main people associated. How pathetic is that? That's proof right there that black conservatives have built nothing. They've built nothing other than a library of slanderous videos about black Americans. What have you built? Shout out to Tariq Nasheed, who asked the question, are black Republicans having a mutiny? To answer Tariq Nasheed's question, I highly doubt it. I don't know what's up with this guy, Wesley Hunt, but we're going to check him out. Oh, he's followed by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. She, you know, I told you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I told you, you know what I'm saying? Father, husband, Army veteran, West Point graduate, native Texan, congressman for Texas 38. He says, as the direct descendant of a slave, I have a hard time understanding Governor DeSantis' position that transferable skills learned in bondage are somehow a net benefit. You should have been saying that. You should have been saying that. Now all of a sudden you got a problem with it? You should have been saying that. Now, here's my question. What have you built with other black conservatives so that when white conservatives get out of pocket, y'all can check them? What have you built? I don't feel sorry for these people. It's fake outrage. They mad at DeSantis, but want to be against reparations. If they don't go suck a egg, yeah, go suck a egg. Go suck a egg because the yolk's on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, 2024 is going to be the year of the world is correct. Wesley Hunt, I'm sorry, my friend. But you should have embraced villainy. Dr. Darrell Scott says black Republicans are discovering why I wild out all the time over racist crap that's been said by high-profile members of our party. I've been speaking out a while a lot of others are silent. Now, if I'm not mistaken, me and Kid Gravity actually talked to this guy here. And this, I'm not gonna lie, like just because this dude got this MAGA hat on and because he next to Trump, I got the vibe that this dude actually, I believe him because I've talked to him before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Tariq was right. He was right. And I give this, I'm pretty sure this Dr. Darrell Scott, I'm pretty sure this is the guy that me and Kid Gravity talked to. And now the reason why I think that guy might actually be a little bit legitimate is because of the stuff that he said on record on Kid Gravity's stream. However, I would like to hear him say that in front of some Republicans. Shout out to my man Michael R. If make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat and show some love to my man Michael R for the $2 super chat. You guys really have no idea how much the donations, you know, the super chat and super thanks and the memberships and all that helps. I've really been able to streamline the process of putting out content, and I've been able to really like assembly line put out a lot of content for you guys this week. It is because of you guys that I've been able to do that. So I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you a lot. All the channel members, I got a ton of channel members. I appreciate all you guys. All of the people that in addition to being channel members that help with the content by, you know, doing a super chat and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much. I did not see the Math Hoffa RFK reparations debate. You know what I'm saying? So now this guy right here, No Lie with Brian Cohen, and I think he got a YouTube channel. He says black Republicans are now being attacked by their party for disagreeing with Florida's new education rules, claiming black people benefited from slavery. You've gone too far, John James, a black Republican, said to DeSantis. DeSantis is implying that they're fake Republicans. Of course. Duh. How many times have I said that? And right there is one of the reasons why you can't be. Remember, we just talked about this last week about how you black people are locked out of being moderates. You cannot be a moderate if you're black, and that's strategic. That's one of the black containment methods that the left and right uses in politics. So you mean to tell me that these guys are conservative about everything else, but when it comes to their stance on reparations, that somehow makes them a liberal? Are you serious? That doesn't even make any sense. That's one issue. Shout out to my man James Sumler. What's good with it, bro? That doesn't even make any sense. But this is what they're running with, man. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what they're running with. You know what I'm saying? And so this has to be pointed out, because we got to ask the question, where is the black moderate? So automatically, because they have an issue with you fabricating their history, they're liberals? Hey, I don't know what to tell y'all, except for the fact that the world is correct, because y'all should have been standing on y'all square and defending your history. I don't care for you all, and nobody is about to act as a parachute to stop you from splattering all over the floor when you fall. You're done. Y'all remember that episode of Breaking Bad when they was at the junkyard after Tuco beat his right-hand man to death, and then he looked up at Jesse Pinkman and he said, "You're done." Hey, yo, black conservatives, you're done. You're done. Chicago Ray says something Democrats fear is how many black Republicans there actually are. Blacks are going to vote for Trump in numbers never seen in the history of our body politic. Black Republicans for Trump. What in the hell does that have to do with slavery was community college for black people? What the hell does that have to do with that? This person right here, HL Minkins Ghost, says black Republicans. When I see Trump, I see the same rednecks I saw when I was growing up who tried to keep me in my place. That's what the Republican Party is to me. They're doing it to the young people, gay people. They don't care who you are. If you're not them, you're the enemy. Shout out to my man Black Voltron Reloaded. He retweeted Tariq's little space that he did. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now this person here, Bella August, says DeSantis and the Republicans think attacking and alienating black Republicans is a great political strategy. You're already alienated. You just clearly don't realize it. You've already been alienated. This isn't anything new. You just didn't know that you were alienated. Right now, the world is laughing at black Republicans. Would you guys agree? Would you guys agree with that? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 51 live viewers and only 22 likes. Let's get them likes up to 70. So all these black Republicans are acting like they got it, and they don't. They don't. And of course, the Democrats are hopping onto this. You know what I'm saying? There are only 5 Republicans in Congress, and you're attacking 2 of them. 5 black Republicans in Congress, and you're attacking 2 of them. Now, this person right here says there are millions of black Republicans in America, like whites. Now notice he didn't say like conservatives. He said like whites. So he slipped up. So what this Philip Schuler is telling you is that conservative is equal to white. Notice he put race in front of the black conservatives. There are millions of black Republicans in America, like whites. Okay. So that's just what's going on Twitter. And the reason why that's going on Twitter is because Ron DeSantis shat on these people. And I mean, I guess that's what happens when you have your head up somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? You come out with shit on you. It is what it is. You're stupid. You deserve every moment of this. And I hope that it completely destroys all of your political legitimacy, because you shouldn't have any to begin with. So somebody posted this dude named Ron Flipkowski or something like that. He posted a little video with Ron DeSantis' response to the black conservative tears after Tim Scott joined Byron Donalds as the second prominent black Republican. Now, here's my question. What makes Tim Scott so prominent? You know, I'm going to tell you about these black Republicans. I'm going to tell you about these black conservatives as well. These black Republicans and these black conservatives, they're so prominent, right? What policies do they advocate for? What policy is Tim Scott known for? What policy are any of these people known for? The only thing that they're known for is just comments. All talk. Clarence Thomas is known for his talk, his instigating of the decisions about, you know, affirmative action and abortion. He didn't do anything except for just his job as a Supreme Court justice. He hasn't made any landmarks. Name me something that these Republicans, these black conservatives are known for. What have they done? What policy have they pushed that's been beneficial? Can anybody name anything? What have they done? Where's your network? Where's your media? Where's the black conservative version of Newsmax? Where's the black conservative version of Epoch Times? Where's the black conservative version of the Daily Wire? What have you all done? Except for gotten Republican handouts. The same thing that you accuse other black people of. What are you doing with your money? Clarence Thomas is known for contributing to the execution of an innocent man by the name of Troy Davis back in 2011. Black conservatives don't even do anything for other black conservatives. What does the black conservative value chain look like? What does it look like? Where is it? How can I find it? How can I easily identify it? These people are sitting here getting Turning Point USA and PragerU welfare by the very people that claim that they're against welfare. very disappointing.
What do you think about what Tim Scott said?
You know, I think part of the reason our country has struggled is because DC Republicans all too often accept false narratives.
Accept false narratives. What's false about what Tim Scott said? Tim Scott said there's no silver lining in slavery. That's all Tim Scott said. It's not like he went out on the ledge. It's not like he went out on a limb. He didn't jump off a bridge or nothing like that. That's all he said. So the comments, I guess, are false accusations and lies. Look at this. Tim Scott is trending because he looks like an idiot. Tim Scott was the one that thought he was funny and went around talking about, oh, you know, the United States isn't a racist country. How do you feel now? You American descendant of slave owners? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Flowers, who just became a YouTube member. Make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat and show her some love. Definitely appreciate it. Everybody should become a member because it only costs 99 cents, but it helps immensely. If everybody on my channel became a member, that would put me in position to be able to give you all better content daily at a higher frequency. You know what I'm saying? Only 99 cents. You know what I mean? So shout out to Flowers. I'm just saying.
Accept lies that are perpetrated by the left and to, you know, accept the lie that Kamala Harris has been perpetrating even when that has been debunked. That's not the way you do it. The way you do it, the way you lead, is to fight back against the lies, is to speak the truth. So I'm here defending my state of Florida against false accusations and against lies, and we're going to continue to speak the truth.
So he's defending his state of Florida. You know, maybe somebody would have respect for black conservatives if they defended something other than white supremacy. This is what it looks like when you find out the world is correct. You trend on Twitter for looking like an idiot. You don't trend on Twitter for, you know, anything good. You trend on Twitter for looking like an idiot. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Now Ron DeSantis is trending. Now Ron DeSantis is trending. Tim Scott does not care, okay? Tim Scott is not a hero. I need y'all to make sure that y'all understand that. Shout out to Jermaine Knowles. What's good with it, bro? Do y'all agree that Tim Scott is not a hero? Oh, but Rob, DeSantis is saying all that, and you're attacking Tim Scott. I'm attacking everyone. I'm attacking everyone. Tim Scott is a clown who got his bucktooth self in front of a microphone to say that racism does not exist in the United States and that the United States is not an inherently racist country. Inherently racist mean that it was ingrained from the beginning. That's what inherent means. It means it's part of the genetics. It means that racism was passed down from the predecessor of the United States, which was the colonies, until the new evolved form of the United States, which is the United States. That's what inherent means. Inherent means ingrained, genetic, hereditary. Shout out to Tell Toya. What's good with it? Shout out to Chieftain Network. What's going on, bro? It's hereditary. The colonies, Virginia and Maryland, were racist. Those colonies formed the 13 colonies. Racist. Those colonies formed the United States. Then the United States had an internal adolescent issue and became the Union and the Confederacy. Both were racist. Then they combined back together to the United States in its current form. Still racist. That is a hereditary racism issue. The size of the United States, the surface area of the United States, the population matrix of the United States, the economy of the United States, the military of the United States, and the population matrix and density of the United States have all changed over the life of the United States. But one thing that has not changed is its racism. Now, if that's not inherently, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. And let's talk about before these people even came over here. In Spain, they had the black laws. They had contracts, Asiento de Negros. They had a black tax. They didn't allow black people to read. The Spanish Catholic Church, those people came to the United States as well in a lot of the Southwest and Southern territories and brought that culture here. So even in Europe, the predecessors of the colonies. So we got generations of evolution of the United States in which racism remains a constant. You gonna sit up here and tell me that the United States isn't inherently racism? Listen, Tim Scott, you said the same thing as Ron DeSantis. I don't see why you got a problem with him. Oh, actually, I do see why. Because Ron DeSantis understands that, or because Tim Scott understands that Ron DeSantis is vulnerable right now. Ron DeSantis just cut his budget. Ron DeSantis is having bad media press right now, and he's having a failure in his campaign. So Tim Scott is looking to get onto the emotional coattails of black people to sit there and act like he's this hero to come out and say, well, you know what? Ron DeSantis went too far. Guess what, Tim Scott? You playing political chicken, homie. You walking across traffic, bruh. You walking across traffic because now you've isolated yourself. Now the Republicans may think, white people will assume that when you get pushed too far, you revert to being an actual black person. Now you've just demonstrated why white supremacy always breaks their tools. Because people always revert. But in your stupid brain, in your dumb brain, you think that you're going to garner some support from some of your less racist colleagues and possibly some misguided black people. Tim Scott, you're done. You're done.
As a country founded upon freedom, the greatest deprivation of freedom was slavery. There's no silver lining in freedom, in slavery. The truth is that anything you can learn, that any benefits that people suggest you had during slavery, you would have had as a free person. What slavery was really about separating families.
Slavery was about separating families, really. It wasn't about anti-black racism, huh? That's what it was about, Tim Scott? I agree, Jermaine. If you guys agree with Jermaine, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Tim Scott knew what time DeSantis was on. Facts. And why? And here's my question: why would they? I don't listen. I don't blame them. Why would they? If you ask me, it is an insane expectation of us to expect white people to say we give up on white supremacy. Why would anybody do that? Is a spider gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna stop spinning webs one of these days and I'm gonna give these insects a fair chance to get away from me? Nobody's gonna do that. You think a king cobra is gonna say, you know what, I'm just gonna squeeze my prey to death today. I'm not gonna use my venom. Are you serious? You know what I mean? Who does that? Anybody that has an expectation of white people to voluntarily let white supremacy go, I don't know where you're getting that from, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that that's a very safe or logical conclusion. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's kicking Ron DeSantis while he's down in the polls. And if you don't think the other Republicans can smell that, they can over their own body odor, you know what I'm saying? But what they're doing is they're just going to sit back and wait for the right moment. And then they're going to talk about how Tim Scott was not supportive of his Republican colleagues. He can't be trusted. It's time to shun him and oust him from the party. And then some woman is going to say she looked at him and he looked at her inappropriately or had his hand under her skirt or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Torian said, gotta love this infighting. I'm just kicked back with popcorn in hand like Michael Jackson in a Thriller movie. Facts. Sean says, exactly. Thank you for saying this because I don't spend my time pointing that out anymore. It makes no sense for whites to end white power supremacy. It makes no logical sense. No one would do it. It's actually an unfair expectation. That's like the what that is effectively is the Golden State Warriors saying, you know what, we're gonna bench Klay Thompson and Steph Curry this season. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put Draymond Green on the bench, and you know we just gonna play everybody with our bench players. That's what that's saying. No one's gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show some love to my man YGLTB1, who always has some very insightful comments attached to super chats, as well as insightful comments without super chats. You know what I'm saying? But this brother, if you ever be in a live stream or you know in any kind of content, always read his super chats. You know what I'm saying? Always read this dude right here super chats. For real, I'm dead serious. I'm not just saying that. I had no idea that I was about to get a super chat, and you can go watch the live stream that he was in. I think he was in Afro Elite's live stream, and he said those kind of comments, and I added him and said I agree 100%. So I'm not just saying that, you know what I'm saying, because I would have said that anyway. But he gives very value added super chats. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. I didn't get a chance to read it. Hold on real quick. I'm not on my game today, y'all. I don't like this. Shout out to Hob. What's good with it, bro? YGLTB1 says, nor the Democrats nor the Republicans supports a black lawmaker as a moderate. Facts. Because they both see the black lawmakers as political fodder and a slave, not as an intellectual, only to move their agenda and to keep FBAs a perpetual underclass, B1, and also to eliminate a threat. Because once you get a person in power and they're able to actually slow down your plans or possibly impede your plans if they get out of control, now they have an issue. Now they have an issue. The idea of black moderates in itself debunks many illogical and false stereotypes that have been around forever. Would you guys agree? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 51 people watching and we got 35 likes. Let's get those likes up over 80. Everybody take a moment, smash that like button. Make sure you guys hit the bell icon twice. Share the stream to your social media. Post this on Twitter and tag your least favorite black conservative in it. Make sure that they get the message. You know what I'm saying?
Mutilating humans and even raping their wives. It's just devastating. So I would hope that every person in our country, and certainly running for president, would appreciate that. And listen, people have bad days. Sometimes they regret what they say, and we should ask them again to clarify their positions. As a country founded upon freedom, greatest deprivation.
Clearly, the United States is not a country founded on freedom. Tim Scott, in his poor defense, is still trying to maintain code with he's still trying to maintain code with these Republicans that could care less. Now, MSNBC posted this tweet. It says the Ron DeSantis campaign is like a punchline to one of those "how bad is it" jokes. Nicole Wallace. Now, what I find even more interesting, don't you guys see that most of the op-eds and most of the opinion pieces and most of everybody talking about all of this are people who are not black? You guys notice that? You ever notice how these articles and stuff never ever quote tweet any of us? Now, I understand why they wouldn't quote tweet me. I don't have a big Twitter following. I'm not on Twitter very often. I'm not active on Twitter very often. But some of the people who are larger, it's interesting. Shout out to Black Bitcoin Key. What's good with it, bro? You know what I mean? Do you guys ever notice that? If y'all notice that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't notice that, give me a thumbs down. So let's check this out. We're going to listen to this real quick. Hold on. All right. You got to love when it does this. Hold on real quick. You got to love when it does that. Hold on, let me see. Let's see what Ron DeSantis said.
And we have held criminals accountable by enacting the death penalty for pedophiles, and our crime rate is at a 50-year low. And when it came time...
So how come none of those teachers in schools are getting the death penalty then? Yeah, I agree with DBB. Shout out to DBB. If you guys agree with DBB, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with DBB, give me a thumbs down. He is basically saying the same thing Ron is saying. I guess he thinks we benefit from slavery too. But at the same time, though, us who are alive today somehow benefited from slavery. But slavery didn't affect anybody that's alive today at the same time. And again, what you have to understand is it doesn't matter how articulate you are. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. It doesn't matter how much sense you make out of any of these arguments. What you have to understand is that we're at the place where it's beyond conversation. So nothing that you say matters. It has to be all action at this point. It's good to understand these things, just to understand them. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's always good to understand what it is that you're involved in. But just understand that having these conversations with people is futile.
To deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, we refuse to let the state of Florida descend into some type of Faucian dystopia. We stood strong against the mob, against the left, against the bureaucracy, and we fought
against the mob. Now, what I want to bring to you guys' attention is that Vivek Ramaswamy was on an interview. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was an interview with Officer Tatum, and he mentioned woke and transgenderism as separate. Freudian slip, maybe?
Fought for our people's rights. We fought for their jobs. We fought to have our kids in school. And as a result, the state of Florida has never done better. We will deliver those results in Washington. We will repeal Bidenomics so that middle-class people actually have a chance to get ahead in this country again.
Middle-class people can get ahead in this country again. What's he talking about right there? Remember, because it's people like him who have set the narrative that black people don't work. Remember, Tommy Tuberville said that 100% of the black population in the United States are criminals. So when he says middle-class people, he has to only be talking about one group of people. Because we don't work and we're criminals. So who is he talking about?
We will stop the Congress from borrowing and spending this country into oblivion. We need a balanced budget amendment to the U.S.
Oh, Ron DeSantis is using my word, oblivion. Looks like your campaign has gone to oblivion.
U.S. Constitution. We need term limits for members of Congress so that we can have a citizen legislature again. We will get the bureaucracy off the...
Hey, this is hilarious. On Team DeSantis, he's got a he's got an advertisement with this gold selling company that has Trump as their promo code. Like, man, you just getting baited out, bro.
Back of small businesses in this country, and I'm going to issue an order to all agencies in D.C. to reduce their D.C. footprint by at least 50%. We reject policies like the Green New Deal. We will develop our own natural resources, and we will be energy independent because we don't want to help our enemies. I pledge to be the president to finally solve the issue of the southern border. We're sending the military to the border. Yes, we will build a border wall, and we will use deadly force against the Mexican drug cartels because I'm sick of them poisoning our kids.
What he's sick of is he's sick of white people dying from fentanyl and opiate overdoses. Nobody sent any military anywhere during the crack epidemic. Shout out to DJ Elmo. What's good with it? Shout out to Amir. What's good with you, bro? I want y'all to peep game on this. Now, the thing is that, again, when I point these things out, I'm not pointing them out with an expectation of the government or any associated system or any other people. I'm pointing these things out with the expectation of us to deal with it. Us to deal with it. It always has to be us. The only reason why there's ever a reason to point anything out is just for sake of record keeping. When people start documenting, comparing data and comparing numbers, that's when people will start to pay attention, because they say these people are planning something. They're gathering information. And things need to be planned. People cannot look to the government for anything other than oppression, strife, and historical derangement at all anymore. People have to understand the world for the reality, or else you will fall victim to the world's reality and find out the hard way that the world is correct. Like black conservatives are doing right now. And they don't like it. And nobody's coming to their rescue. Nobody platformed Tim Scott for him to say how he feels. You want to know why? Because nobody cares. You want to know the other reason why? Because everybody knows that it's simply opportunistic babble. Tim Scott is only interested in adding fuel to the DeSantis fire to attempt to advance his place in the candidacy races. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's the only reason Tim Scott is doing this. That's why Tim Scott is simply softening the message. He's not debunking Ron DeSantis. He's not saying that Ron DeSantis is wrong. Do you notice that? He didn't say Ron DeSantis is absolutely wrong on his position about slavery. No, he didn't say that. And he's not gonna say that. What he said was that there's no silver lining in slavery. That's what's important. That's the stuff people got to notice. Those are the things that people have to pay attention to. People also have to pay attention to what stimulates white symbolism. Because as much as we critique ourselves on symbolism, oh, you know, we always fall for symbolism. We always this, we always that. Hey, take a moment. Give yourself a break. If we got to deal with opposition, then we may as well look at opposition, right? White people fall susceptible to symbolism too. And anytime you mention anything anti-black, you can send white people into a hypnotic trance and get them to do anything that you want for a short period of time. It's their kryptonite. And since they have kryptonite, it's time for people to embrace villainy. It's time for us to start building our LexCorp and making partners with people like Darkseid and Brainiac and Doomsday. It's time for the Injustice League to go down in flames.
Sick of them killing our citizens, and I'm sick of them trafficking people into this country. That ends on January 20th, 2025. We will usher in a reckoning for those like Dr. Fauci, who perpetrated COVID-19 lockdown and mandate policies. Those policies were destructive for this country. They hurt people, they hurt our economy, and we still haven't fully recovered from it. You don't coddle bureaucrats like Dr. Fauci. You bring them in and you say you are fired, and we are going to hold them accountable.
You know what? I agree with Ron DeSantis right there, and that's exactly what we're going to start doing to them. Do you guys agree that it's about time, it's long overdue that we start doing that to them? He might possibly be the first. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody for getting the likes up. We got 49 live viewers and we got 42 likes. If everybody could take a moment and bang on that like button, that'd be great. So now there was somebody, I was reading the comments, and I'm so sorry that I never really respond to the comment section. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times I just look for trolls in the comment section so I can respond to trolls because I just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy that you guys comment, and I always encourage you guys to leave lots of comments. You know what I'm saying? But there was a comment, and this comment mentioned something about a quote unquote racist police officer. Eventually, we're going to get to that and talk about that. Not in this stream, but in a future stream. Because there's a reason why they're doing everything that they're doing with these narratives. And people need to be very aware of all of this stuff. And people need to stop moving in fear. And people need to stop taking us a position of, you know, feeling like we need some type of outside entities to help or to protect. We don't need any of that. It should be, oh, you know what? Hold on real quick. You need to embrace villainy t-shirt. You know what? I threw this live stream up because I didn't plan on making a live stream. I had planned on editing some videos. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on real quick. While I'm doing this, make sure y'all smash that like button. Also, make sure you guys hit the bell and share the stream to your social media. All right, so now if you need an Embrace Villainy t-shirt, if you come out and go back in, you should be able to see Embrace Villainy t-shirts in the chat. Can y'all see Embrace Villainy t-shirts in the chat? If y'all can see them, give me a thumbs up. If you can't see them, give me a thumbs up. If you can't see them, leave out the stream and come back in and then let me know if y'all can see it. They should be there though. Shout out to Dark Titan. What's good with it, bro? I'm gonna scroll down. Oh, you know what? We ain't done with this. All right, I'm gonna let this finish running.
For what they did. We are going to ensure that parents in this country have the fundamental right to direct the upbringing and well-being of their kids. Schools and systems are important, but they do not supersede the rights of parents. We want education in this country, not indoctrination in this country. We got it done in Florida, and we need.
Now, we have indoctrinated. Many of us have been indoctrinated. Us in particular, with a different and more problematic kind of indoctrination than the kind that he's whining about. And we need to deal with the indoctrination that we have going on. Torian said, what is he doing now in Florida? He's showing his health insurance cards to keep his campaign on life support. That's what he's doing.
Need to get it done nationally. And I got Kamala Harris coming down to Florida trying to create phony narratives because she understands Florida has stood up to the left's agenda. We have beat the left's agenda in the state of Florida. And so she thinks she can come down and lie about what we're doing in the state of Florida. I'm not budging an inch. We are going to fight back against these.
And we're not budging an inch either. And we're not going to lose either. I'm going to tell you something, man. I've been a rebel my entire life. I've gotten into a lot of issues at work. And if there's one thing that does not scare me, it's a white dude in a suit.
People, and we are not letting them take over our schools any longer. We are going to get this right as a nation. We will also end the weaponization of federal agencies like the FBI and the Department of Justice.
So now, isn't this interesting? It sounds like he's reading from the same playbook that Vivek Ramaswamy is reading from, doesn't it? If it sounds like he's reading from the same playbook that Vivek Ramaswamy is reading from, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't sound like that, then give me a thumbs down. All these people literally say the same things. We're going to be covering this stuff very heavily, and I want to make sure that people find the repeated patterns because the repeated patterns are very important. See, exactly. There you go. Shout out to Torian. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for Torian. So now, what I was saying earlier also is that it may seem like I say hit the like button, right? Share the stream, right? And subscribe to the channel. It might seem like I say that a lot, right? But if you, and the reason why I'm saying this is because somebody in the comment section was upset about it. They were like, well, I would listen to your streams, but you say hit the like button and all this too much. Okay, first and foremost, anybody that has a problem with me saying hit the like button or subscribe to the channel, raise your hand in the comment section. You won't be blocked. Just raise your hand because I want to make sure that I'm able to talk directly to you. There's a couple reasons why I say that. The first is because I want you to do that. The second is because it helps to improve the access to the movement in the algorithm. Everybody complains about these platforms being shadow banned, but a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, the engagement doesn't help, right? So it needs to be high engagement. You know what I'm saying? The other reason why I do it in two different places. I try to do it every 12 minutes, and I do it every time the live number peaks. So if the live number peaks within a 12-minute window, I might do it twice. And the reason why is because when I do the clips, I try to keep the clips on average at about 12 minutes. So after I've said, hit the like button, I can cut directly from that part until the next part. You know what I mean? And that way I have a marker. And the reason why I'm explaining this, right, is not for me to justify why I say that, right? Because I don't give a fuck about justifying it. I don't give a shit whether anybody likes it or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue to do it because I have a goal. But I'm doing that to tell people and people that create content and people that might be interested in content. That's one of the ways that I streamline my process of being able to get a lot of the clips done real easy. I don't have to go through and get timestamps and stuff like that. Anytime I say hit the like button, I know for the most part it's going to be 12 to 15 minutes after that. Boom, chop it, edit, boom, chop it, edit, boom, chop it, edit. Trap house processes. You know what I'm saying? Assembly line shit. You know what I mean? So I want people to understand that, like, when you're doing things, work smart and not hard. And that's one of the ways that people should start doing their politics. Work smart and not hard. That's one of the reasons why I constantly try to drill in about value chain. Shout out to my man AJ. What's good with it, bro? That's why I constantly try to tell people about value chains. I guarantee you, when people establish the first value chains, an immediate weight will come off of our backs, and you'll notice how easy a lot of things are, and how there's a lot more access to more things. Neely Fuller Jr., who everybody knows and loves, said that white supremacy is a global business. Would you guys agree? That is something that Neely Fuller Jr., the guy who wrote the code that everybody says that they're on, he said that, right? So now the reason why I say that is because I asked the question, if that's the case, which I actually believe, why don't people treat any of this like a business? In order to take over a business, you either bankrupt them through competition or you absorb them. Right? White supremacy has been doing that to cultures all over the place. The United States is like a giant sponge. When people say, oh, I'm colorblind, and oh, we're all American, you're a sponge. They're compiling the power. We've completely erased any cultural differences and threats that we might have of anybody else, and created cookie cutter people of many different colors who have white brains inside of their heads. As long as the brain is white, it don't matter what color the skin is. And that's why we don't see color. As long as you understand that you're inferior, as long as you understand that slavery was your fault, and as long as you understand you will always be at the bottom because you're inferior to everybody else on the planet, we can all live here peacefully. I don't think so. But there's a lot of people that have adopted that. Shout out to Shabazz, American Freeman. Shabazz, did you try hitting the links that the bots put in the chat? Hit that stream element link if you want to become a member, bro. Eddie said giving up white supremacy is like saying I'm tired of having sex with your wife and you can't do anything about it. Really? I can't explain that one a little bit more, because I don't know if I get it. No offense. You know what I'm saying?
On day one, with me as president, you will have a new director of the FBI, long overdue. You will see a house cleaning at the Department of Justice, and we are personally going to hold them accountable. We are not going to allow them to target people like parents going to a school board meeting, pro-life demonstrators just speaking their mind, or targeting religious groups like observant Catholics. Weaponization ends on day one of our administration, and we are going to reconstitutionalize this federal government.
So now let me ask you guys a question. Let's play some bets. If Ron DeSantis wins, is he getting rid of Black History Month? Getting rid of like Martin Luther King Drive all over the place? Now, what's interesting about that stuff is that's, if you ask me, like that's reverse symbolism. And DeSantis and Trump and all of these people, they all realize it. That's symbolism for white people. White people will love it. Yeah, there's no such thing as White History Month. And then you always have somebody with brain damage like Jesse Lee Peterson that'll sign on to it. Yeah, I agree. He'll definitely try. He'll get rid of Martin Luther King statues, get rid of Malcolm X statues, a statue of, Sojourner Truth or, Nat Turner or somebody like that might be scary and too much for white kids to handle. So we got to get rid of that. He'll try it. And white people will love it and they'll cheer him on. But at the same time, like you see how it's corroding his current campaign, it's going to mess up what he has going on. Because while he's busy doing all of that, he's still not doing anything for the people that put him in office. Like, okay, it's cool. You keep fucking with Disney. Like everybody's cheering that on. But what have you actually done to improve the life of Floridians? Nothing. But Disney's upset. Disney's upset though, you know what I'm saying? But how is that making anybody's life better in Florida? I don't know. I can't say. There's nothing tangible about having Disney in a constant lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 62 people watching and we got 52 likes. If everybody can bang that like button and get us over 60 likes, that would be great.
Once and for all. I'm proud to be the only candidate running for president on either side of the aisle this year that's actually served in a war. I served in Iraq as a naval officer alongside Navy SEALs in Fallujah and Ramadi and places like that. Not exactly Club Med, but it was duty that called. And, I had opportunities to do a lot of other things in my life. I was a blue collar kid. I worked minimum wage jobs, didn't necessarily have anything handed to me, but I put myself in a position to do.
We're going to have to run his background to see what his definition of not having anything handed to him, because a small loan of $2 million is Trump not getting anything handed to him. So when these people say they didn't have anything handed to them, you had this entire country handed to you. Your entire reality is a handout. So your definition of a handout, we can continue to gaslight, but we're going to run the numbers and see what's actually going on. And we'll make a decision of what you had handed to you versus what you didn't. We're going to do an audit. How many people want to audit Ron DeSantis?